Discover the healthy weight benefits of saffron, learn about the connection between cortisol and libido, plus taste saffron rice. All on today's show. Stick around.
Start your new weight management routine with Saffron. All right, Dr. Mike, Saffron. We love talking about saffron for many things. We'll talk about weight management. Of course, you heard earlier, but eye health and so many other benefits.
Yeah, a big thing with saffron. Well, not only should you cook with it, right? It's great. I love it. My favorite is paella. Spanish paella.
Yes.
That's saffron it is so good, so wonderful.
It's great. So saffron comes from the Crocus sativus flower.
It's a beautiful flower.
A purple flower with these red
threads.
Red threads.
And that's the spice. They pick
hand picked.
Right. And that's why it's expensive. Because they're literally picking off.
There are only 3 per flower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I'm getting hungry. Let's move on.
So it's gained attention for many health benefits, satiety promotion, so that which means that people just feel satisfied after eating, which is one of the reasons how it's helping with weight.
Yeah, I know the first time I really saw research like this on saffron was a long time ago, and it was all about snacking.
Yeah.
That's the big, I think that's still kind of the big benefit of saffron. And so if you're on some diet, and that's where you got to think of it this way, like saffron is gonna complement any diet program you're on, because no matter what you're on, you're going to get hungry at times and you're going to want to snack.
That's right. Now, if you like information like this, remember to like and subscribe to follow our channel.
So let's dive into the study.
Yes.
So we have a randomized, placebo-controlled, double-blind study. So all the words you want to hear, right? That's good.
Randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled.
All that is great. They were looking at saffron, an extract of saffron in 60 overweight women, right? And they were compared then to 31% who received, they broke those up to 60. 31 received some of the saffron, 176.5 milligrams, and 29 just a placebo.
Yeah.
So a nice setup.
That was for 8 weeks.
Right. So what did they find?
Women who received saffron had a significant reduction in snacking frequency and a slight but significant loss in body weight. So they're snacking less and they lost a little bit of body weight. And it appears to be what we mentioned, supporting that satiety. That's what the women reported, that they just felt more satisfied. So you're less likely to go into the pantry looking around for snacks.
Yeah. And we know, we said this before at the beginning that, snacking is a significant reason why a lot of people end up failing certain diets that they're trying. Because at the end of the day, whatever diet you're on, ultimately you're bringing in less.
Right.
Yeah, it's a calorie restriction. Even intermittent fasting. At the end of the day, your window of eating is smaller, so you're bringing in less.
Absolutely.
And so snacking is going to get you.
It gets us every time.
It's going to get you. And saffron seems to help with that urge to snack. I want to say too, I saw an earlier study where it's like in the afternoon, it had a great dampening effect on wanting that kind of energy snack. I love it. It's good for mood too.
Yes, and we can talk about exactly how it's supporting mood. But if you would like to learn more information on how saffron works, even beyond snacking, like if you're diabetic, there's some supportive research. Click the link above to view a blog on other benefits of saffron. So let's talk about mood, Dr. Mike.
Yeah, so what do you think? So there's a lot of research looking at saffron as, I don't know if you can say it this way, but a natural SSRI.
Yes, and that's the selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, meaning it's keeping serotonin around longer so that it can activate the neighboring neuron. Did I get it right, Dr.
Yeah,
Mike?
no, you got it exactly right. And by doing that, saffron is your feel-good neurotransmitter. So when its levels are higher, you're feeling better. Yeah. But saffron also is opposite the adrenalines. It's opposite the cortisols. So if serotonin's high, a lot of that stuff starts to balance out better and drop.
Yeah.
And so you're just feeling overall better on these SSRIs. And now we're looking at Saffron as being linked in mechanism of action to those SSRIs.
Yes, and that's how it's helping to support weight management, really, and that sensation and that emotional eating that often causes us to snack.
One more thing about Saffron. Can you throw it in there?
Sure.
So what color is it?
Red.
It's not a trick question. Yeah, what color?
Red.
It's red. It's red.
It's sort of reddish orange, but kind of red.
Which that reddish orange is similar to what other types of nutrients that we have?
Oh, carotenoids. For eye health.
Yeah.
Yes, we love saffron for eye health, helping to improve vision. Like if you go to the doctor and you have the eye chart.
The Snell chart.
The Snellen
I've
chart.
always loved it. We just called it the Snell chart.
Yes, there's research that the participants were able to read 1 or 2 lines lower on during their vision test with saffron. So we love it for eye health as well. So, the last question, what to look for, because it is coming from a plant, then you want to look for saffron that is standardized to saffronel.
That's the key compound.
That you find in saffron. And if, again, you would like to learn more about saffron, this versatile spice, you can head over to lifeextension.com/saffron to read our wellness blog. And coming up next, our health watch, cortisol and libido. What's the link?
To stress for sex? When cortisol stays on schedule and in check, you have a healthy cortisol level. The issue occurs when there's a cortisol imbalance, too much, too little, or secreted at the wrong times. When seesawing cortisol levels become a pattern, that's chronic stress, and that can trigger a whole slew of health problems, including low libido. Chronic stress can trigger our fight or flight response, which spikes cortisol levels, releases glucose for immediate energy needs, and suppresses non-essential functions such as digestion and reproduction. Since sex drive is not necessary for immediate survival under stressful conditions, sexual desire takes a tumble. There's a cocktail of hormones involved in sexual desire, and these hormones not only need to be at healthy levels, but they must work together in balance for you to enjoy a healthy sex life. Keep in mind that factors like age, nutrition, sleep, stress, and even how active you are directly impact the delicate equilibrium. Hormone imbalances caused by cortisol, which ultimately affect libido, include testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone. But how can you know if cortisol is affecting your libido? Here are 7 possible symptoms of dysregulated cortisol. 1, weight gain. 2, muscle and bone weakness. 3, high blood sugar. 4, high blood pressure. 5, sexual dysfunction. 6, mood issues. And 7, fatigue and difficult sleeping. Developing stress coping techniques can be a proactive approach to lowering cortisol and improving sexual satisfaction. In general, making lifestyle changes, including dietary supplements, can positively impact cortisol levels and libido. Here are top non-negotiable habits at every age. Get regular exercise, prioritize sleep, follow a balanced diet, and soothe the nervous system through social connection, movement, and meditation. You might also consider nutrient add-ins like the bark of the magnolia and philodendron trees. They contain compounds that encourage a healthy stress response and can affect salivary cortisol levels. Active ingredients in this blend bind to neurochemical receptors that support mood and stress, improving mood scores measured by standardized testing. Additionally, extracts of lychee fruit with compounds derived from green tea can be helpful. In a randomized, placebo-controlled study, they helped inhibit interleukin-1 beta and interleukin-6, promoting a healthy stress response and supporting healthy cortisol levels. When these nutrients are combined with those lifestyle changes, your libido and your mood can improve. For more information, please go to lifeextension.com/low libido. And coming up next are Smart Bites.
Get a healthy taste of saffron rice. All right, Dr. Mike, in our nutrient spotlight, we went over all the benefits of saffron for health.
Weight, snacking, mood.
Eyes.
The Snell
how can
chart.
You forget the eyes? And now we're talking about saffron as a culinary delicacy. Yes.
Yes, it is.
It's really, and when I say that, I mean it. I used to date a chef. And
I didn't know this.
In the kitchen, in his office in the kitchen, he would keep the saffron in a locked drawer. Oh,
I've seen this before.
Locked desk drawer. And I was like, why
what
is
that? What are you doing? I know.
Why does that happen? I guess that's where you keep the truffle as well.
Yeah, no, because it's expensive.
We're talking about, it's expensive.
And you don't need a lot of it too. So if somebody didn't know what they're doing, they're going to just grab a whole bunch. You don't need that. You can get a whole pot of stew, and you're just putting just a little bit in there.
So it's one of the most precious spices in the world. It's been used throughout history to flavor foods. Again, you don't need a lot. A little bit goes a long way. And you talked about your favorite dish during our nutrient spotlight.
Paella.
Yes.
It's a great way to do it. And again, but paella is it's done in a big pot too. And the amount of saffron they're putting in is just doesn't take a lot. And it's one of those things you don't want to overdo it.
Right.
You know, because that kind of ruins it then.
Now, I don't know
why I'm doing this.
You also see it used in Indian dishes as well. And we were looking to purchase some saffron for this demo. And everything that showed up when we were looking online were like yellow rice.
Yeah, it wasn't the same.
And I was like, well, this is yellow. This isn't red. So I would just be careful when you're buying, if you're looking for saffron rice online, which means that maybe you should check out our blog. There's a link at the top of the screen, and that takes you to a saffron rice recipe. And in that recipe, what we noticed, Dr. Mike, remember you would kind of put hot water over the saffron first?
Yeah, you bloom it first. Yeah.
You bloom it first. So it's a really
that.
Interesting recipe. It looked really quick and easy, just a small onion and the rice and chicken broth. And there you have it, a saffron recipe. So again, that link at the top.
I have a question for you. This is a common question now, right? Does it retain its health benefits when it's cooked?
Yes. Unless it's like you wouldn't want to fry, high heat.
Don't fry saffron. That's not part of the culinary part we just went over.
Grilling, high heat, you don't want to do that. But there is a study showed that many of the active components you find in saffron were kept stable in boiling water for 20 minutes.
So if you're doing it in the traditional ways,
yes,
you should be pretty good for you. I have another one for. What are you going to say? Something?
I was just going to remind everyone, if you like our Smart Bites, if you like Real Wellness, remember to like and subscribe to our channel.
So is there a difference between? Oh, this is a good question. Is there a difference between culinary saffron and supplement grade? And I think where this question comes from, you just mentioned how expensive it is. You were dating a chef who was locking it away, right? Right, but when if that's the case, what if I want the saffron in a nutrient add-in? Am I going to be able to afford that? Is there a difference? And the answer is yes.
There is a difference, yes, and you're getting 100% saffron when you're buying that saffron spice as a culinary delicacy.
Now it's expensive too as a spice. We learned it's a beautiful flower. Yeah, beautiful. What was almost like a reddish pink or
purplish flower within the red.
I'm so off.
The red stigmas.
And the
three of them.
And the spice, the saffron spice. If you ever look at it, it's red threads.
Yes.
And there's 3 per flower.
3 per flower.
And you have to hand pick those. And that's why it can cost so much on the culinary side. It's a little bit different on the supplement grade side. So supplements made with saffron are not at that expensive level.
So last question that you all sent us if someone's looking to purchase Saffron, what should they look for?
Oh, you mean, okay, so but
in the store.
In the store, like Culinary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give you two options.
Yes.
Should you look for the filaments, those stigmas, or
Yes.
should you look for a saffron powder?
You want to look for the filaments. And there's something about the filaments too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. I'm forgetting, but you want to make sure the filaments aren't dry. Maybe like they should feel.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what the word was.
They should look like threads.
Threads, right? Very nice.
They should
threads.
look like threads, and so that's what you look for. You should expect to pay a little bit more. The price range, don't go for the inexpensive option in the grocery store. You will see kind of a little less expensive option. I'm concerned about the quality because
you're gonna pay. You're gonna
pay because they're handpicking
them. So
them.
I mean, it should be expensive.
Yes. So again, if you would like to look at that article to get the recipe, there's a link there. And coming up next, we have our Wellness Win.
Hey, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our upcoming videos. This episode of Real Wellness is brought to you by Life Extension. Get $10 off $50 or more, plus free shipping, with the discount code WELLNESS at lifeextension.com.
So let's take a look at this week's Wellness Win.
Hi, my name is Shanika, and I say my wellness win is doing some form of movement every day, whether it's going to the gym, going for a walk, taking a yoga class. I truly believe in doing some form of movement to help you release your stress from the day, and just to keep your body going as we continue to age is very important. So that would be my wellness win. Thanks.
Oh, that was fantastic. I love the idea of just movement. It's so clear in the research that exercise, activity is linked to heart health, longevity. Listen, your body was made to move. If you don't move it, you ain't going to make it very long. So keep that in mind. By the way, do you have a wellness win? That could be you right there. Send it to wellnesswin@lifeextension.com, and maybe you'll pop up and we'll talk about what you do. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.